Well, hello, good afternoon and welcome back to the Rangers Radio. Joining us, myself, Oxchair, on the post-match show of Rangers 2, Aberdeen 0 is Blue Star. How are we doing, Blue Star?
Hi, Oxchair. Hi,
Enjoy that, mate?
I did indeed. It was fairly comfortable, to be honest. They never really threatened at all.
2-0 flattered Aberdeen.
100%.
I've been joined by a caller on the phone. Evening, caller.
Hi, Oxchair, it's Dutchy again.
How are we doing, Dutchy? Did you enjoy that, mate?
Yes, Ronald Bell and I both correctly predicted 2-0, but it should have been 6-0. We had so many chances, we failed to take them. It's not because of Rangers, I would say it's because of the Aberdeen stern defence. They don't play football, they play defence all the time.
Oh, can you watch that every week, Dutchy, yeah? Oh.
Yeah. But it was great to see the Gers win. We've got our deserved second place. If you look at the table, we're well ahead, above everybody. That doesn't mean to say that the others aren't capable of playing good games either, but no, it is the way it is, and I was delighted to see us win, and we thoroughly deserved it. Although I was a bit disappointed in Defoe, apart from the fact that he didn't score, doesn't matter. We still got the 3 points as Blue Star was wanting. I think he did hit the goalie, and fair is fair. He should have got a card for that, at least a yellow.
I never really thought about it, to be honest with you, but yeah. I think obviously they'll be talking about the penalty kicks.
Yes.
The first one for me was a foul or anywhere else on the pitch, so then it becomes a penalty. I'd need to see the second one again.
Yes. My wife was watching it with me, and you know how I go on about referees. She says, "Oh, I like this referee."
All right, okay. All right, fair enough. That's unusual, Blue Star. Eh?
Well, look, the second one for me, if you watch it back again, you'll see the Dons player catches him. He catches him in the top of the head. Whether it was intentional or not, I wouldn't know. But he certainly caught him. And the big guy went down, and then the ref gave it. There's plenty of times where it is penalties and you don't get them, so you take them when you can. But interestingly, I was listening to a bit of Radio Scotland, and I happened to listen to Willie Miller. And for him, he reckoned both of them were penalties. So it goes to show it's all about opinions, isn't it?
All right, I say that. I mean, the first one I thought was a foul. It's a trip. Anywhere else in the park, it's a foul, so it becomes a penalty. The second one I said I'd like to see again, but I actually thought Blue Star at 2-0 flattered Aberdeen.
Of course it did. Undoubtedly. Certainly, the one with Defoe in the first half, I've got to be honest, I think he chose the wrong thing, maybe trying to put it across the goalie, but at the same time, he was there and he was in the right position. But it certainly flattered them. Never at any time did they really look like scoring. In fact, did McGregor actually have a save to make? I don't think he did.
No.
You know.
I thought they were very, very poor Dutch here.
Sorry?
I thought Aberdeen were very, very poor. I mean,
yes.
Hans Heelhuis and that they'll be wondering what that is. Watching that is that's meant to be football.
Well, I expected them to give us a bit more of a fight because they had a lot to play for. I would have thought, they would have liked to have had a bit more. It was a lot to do with their pride as well. It was a lot to do with our pride, of course. But no, I expected Aberdeen to give us another show because it's clear how much they hate us. I'm sorry to use that kind of language on the radio, but it's clear. That's a fact. And I didn't expect them to be less relentless against us today, and they didn't. It was lackluster, and we had possession most of the time. I believe the telly's at 65%, 70% at times. And as I say, it's disappointing that we didn't have more goals because we really would have loved to have rubbed the noses in it. But no, the 2-0, and obviously, as we said earlier on, there was a goal chalked off. That was a very close one. That goal should have stood. But no, I'm proud of my team that they played so well and they really gave a good performance. And that's again without Morelos. No, we did very well. I'm very pleased.
I thought I don't like the last few weeks. I think Katic has been excellent for us, Blue Star.
Yeah, both him and Goldson, if you look at it, they really were only up against Cosgrove, who's a big, massive bit of a guy. You know what I mean? You never really seen many players running them. If you were being honest, you would have said they were playing for a draw. Their attitude is they never really hurted us at all. They had a couple of set pieces, certainly, and that's when they pile everybody into the box. But in general play, nah, we were miles in front of them.
Couldn't agree more, mate. Couldn't agree more. Oh, I think Terry's put the second penalty in the lobby so people can have a look at it, make their mind up. But if people want to join us, the number's 0141 356 1972 or joins at Skype at rangersradio.online. We brought on the old school Blue. Who was your man of the match, Dutchie?
Oh, I would say it would be very close between Defoe and Kent, I would say. I should have thought of that question before you said it.
How people see it, definitely Blue Star.
It goes to show it's all about opinion. Kent, for me, his final ball was atrocious. Closely followed. Arfield certainly put his cell about, but his final ball for me at times was, quite frankly, if you watch the game back again for the second game in a trot, Defoe was going absolutely mental at the two of them because the amount of times he was making good runs and he was pointing to where he wanted the ball and never wanted to get the ball through to him.
All right, we've been joined by another caller. How we doing, caller?
How you doing, guys? All right? Bridgeman here.
Hi, Bridge.
Hi, Bridge.
How we doing? Are we happy?
Aye, mate. Happy with that performance. 2-0 flat at Aberdeen, Bridge.
Oh, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that could have been 3 or 4 easily. I thought, you need to tell us 2 things I need to know because obviously I didn't see it all. Was there no penalty claim in the first half for us?
When?
With the handballs, with a couple of handballs?
No, mate.
No, okay. Sometimes you can't see it.
It's the other end of the pitch for you. No, one of them came off his hip, mate, when it went for a corner.
Yeah. I thought that Rangers played very well all over the park. We had so much possession, sometimes we gave it away with poor final passes. But we've done that before. I thought Defoe was masterful when he was on the ball. He got the ball, he was absolutely tremendous. And of course there's a few others. The boy Camara, outstanding once again.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he, Bridge? For me he was man of the match. Camara.
Yeah. I thought young Kent showed all the skills in the first half. He showed all the skills we expect and justified his selection. I thought he was tremendous. He was poking the ball around here and there. He had that boy Dominic Ball on toast for big chunks of the game. I think he took a knock in the second half. So he did
that. Somebody it was sort of 50-50 and he came out worse. Yeah. It wasn't a foul, Bridge. It was just a hard tackle.
No, I didn't think it was a foul. But what about the penalties?
First one, he trips on Bridge. He stands in his foot and he goes over. You could argue that he makes the most of it. Anywhere else in the pitch, it's a foul, so it's a penalty. Blue Star, the second one.
Well, the second one for me, as I say, when you watch it played back, the big guy threw his arm and it caught Katic in the top of the head when he was actually going for a flighted ball. So for me, it was a penalty.
Cool. This is right at the Copeland Road, and I'm trying to get some justification for me saying 100% penalties. What's the Copeland Road felt the same thing, of course. It was a 100% penalty. But I like to be sure and get a second opinion. You guys have given me that, so I'm delighted with that. So well justified the 2-0 victory against them, which we hoped we could beat, and it stops them winning the championship right now anyway. So we'll see how we go with 3 games to go.
As I said, Dutchie, there was only one team in that pitch playing football, and for me, the best footballer on the park was Stevie Davis.
Absolutely.
Wonderful game. No offence to anybody. I thought all 11 players thoroughly deserved a victory today. Some were better than others.
You're no Dutchie. You're called Bridgeman.
I'm butting in.
First time caller. First time caller. On you go, Dutchy.
I was going to ask Brishman if there was a gathering today of Rangers Radio listeners at the Bistro.
Bridgman?
Yeah, there was 4 or 5 is there. There was 4 or 5 is there, yes.
You were lucky. You were lucky. I'd love to have been there, but it's a bit far for us to drive. It's a day's drive back and forth. But I was with you in spirits, Bridgeman.
Well done, pal. Well done. I'm going to say, cheerio, guys. I'll speak to you later. If I get home in the time, I'll catch up with you then. Okay.
All right, mate. Thanks very much, mate. Speak to you later. If no, tomorrow.
All right, guys. Come on, the Rangers. Keep it going.
Keep it going. We've been joined by boys. Well, afternoon, evening, boys, whatever it is.
I think it's early evening tea time.
All right, tea time. Well, one easy. 2-0 flat. They absolutely no football for that mobber.
Are you telling me seriously, or is somebody telling me seriously, or are they pulling my plonker? That guy, the centre half, is 10 million rated. You're joking?
Before we come on to Blue Star.
Never in his life is
nobody's going to touch him, mate. Nobody.
No. The thing is, he doesn't do it against us. He doesn't do it against them. And I kept thinking when I was watching that, aye, Derek, you're just happy to be here, you know it. Just happy to be taking part. This is the usual nonsense we got off that lot. And I'm sorry, but the Katic, the second penalty, I would go mental if we get an award against us like that, because I think there was nothing in it. Players seem to be touched, and they're going down, doing a bit of rolling, and the referee's giving a penalty because he feels he's got no option. First one, I don't have a problem with. The second one, I'm happy to take it, but if it was awarded against us, I would be going crazy.
Fair comment, mate. Just to let you know that Willie Miller thought they were both penalties.
So who are we talking about? Oh, a bankrupt that's got no experience of football. Oh, that man. Right, okay.
We've been joined by Pool Ranger. How we doing, Pool? You enjoy that, mate?
How you doing, boys? That was all right, eh?
Yep.
Very easy, mate. Very easy.
I think we spoke about it, didn't we, Ox? We spoke about it before it, what they were going to do, what they were coming down to Ibrox today. They were going to stop everything. We got it spot on. We knew what they were going to do, but I thought we were outstanding. I thought the midfield, see the midfield three, Arfield, Jack and Davis, I thought they were absolutely brilliant, absolutely outstanding. And I think now, we now have a settled centre of defence, Goldson and Big Katic.
Kind of difficult to say that on that performance, though, Pool, because quite frankly, we were up. They weren't up against Andy. They really weren't.
I think Big Katic and Goldson looked brilliant at the start of the season. He brought in Worrell. Katic kind of fell away. I know he had a few family issues, blah, blah, blah. He's came back. Worrell's out. I think Goldson looks a better player with Katic than what he did with Worrell.
That's a fair comment, mate. I'll tell you what.
Not even being up against a bad lot. Or I just think Goldson looks more secure and a better understand. There's a better partnership there.
Oh, but I agree with that, yeah.
What Katic's done, and he done it last week against the Big Hearts defender, forward, and he done it today. The first few minutes, he got in front of them.
Ball.
He won the headers. Boswell, he won the headers, and then their guy just disappeared really out the game, didn't he?
A lot of time for Katic. I think Katic, from the first minute we saw him play against Bury in the friendlies at the start of the season, I thought he looked a commanding player. Wee bit raw, what was he, 21, 22, but I think we've got a player there, I really do. I like him in the penalty box. He's caused 2 penalties there, whether I think they're penalties or not. He's caused 2 penalties. He makes these people, and it's what you'll notice is that it's the people that think they're hard men that will go up against him. And I thought he was absolutely superb today. And the thing about Goldson and Katic is that one goes and one stays, and I like that. And I was terrified earlier in the season because I keep having flashbacks to the Kilmarnock game when their player sneaked in across the penalty box, and I thought, not again. But we seem to have settled down for that, and the passing's much more crisp across the box now.
I think it's a lot to do with Stevie G. That he's grabbed Katic in a wee bit. He's grabbed him in a wee bit and said, look, you're not going to play every week. Just settle down and gradually get in. seen what he's doing with players, and it's worked. It's definitely worked with Katic. Definitely worked.
And I thought, just as an aside here, I thought the Lee Wallace coming on for the last 2 or 3 minutes, I thought was excellent. Absolutely superb.
Do you know that's how good your pundits we were before this show? We never even mentioned that Wallace was on the bench. But it was a nice.
It's an easy mistake to be made. It's an easy mistake to be made.
Never even mentioned it. I thought, for me, as I said, I thought Stephen Davis was the best footballer in the park.
Just keeps his head up all the time, doesn't he?
He reads the game ever so well, and gets himself and just nicks it off of people's toes, and then bang, we spring forward.
And he's the smarts in that midfield, because you'll get Glenn Kamara being directed by him, and you'll get Ryan Jack as the kind of, not quite the enforcer, but almost the muscle playing there. And I thought Arfield was good today, kind of stretching the Aberdeen on the wings as well. I don't think we had a failure in the team today.
No, I agree. It was a team performance, and the lowest mark would be Alan McGregor. Would be Alan McGregor, Dutchie, because he had nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
Dutchie?
Yeah, that's right. I would. Sorry. Hello?
Alan McGregor.
Yes, Alan McGregor, nothing to do. Well, that makes a change, and it just shows you that, as my wife commented as well, that Aberdeen were playing anti-football. They were not trying to attack. They were trying to defend all the time and stopping our team all the time. They were not giving them the opportunity to pass too much, and to, as I say, they had 65 to 70% possession. They should have had at least 6 goals. They had so many opportunities. And having said that, despite talking about Alan McGregor not having much to do, Lewis, their goalie, was excellent. He really saved an awful lot of good opportunities for Rangers, and as a result of that, we were denied several goals. We should have had several goals, and it was a pity that one goal for Tavernier was chalked off, because we should have had at least 3-0.
Mrs. Dutchie sounds as if she should be on the show, mate. She seems to know her football.
No, I don't. You know I don't, Oxford.
No, Mrs. Dutchie, I mean.
Mrs. Dutchie. Well, she knows more than I do, that's for sure.
She seems to know her game. On you go, Pool.
I've seen the old Tartan trannies that Derek McInnes is thinking for a job for the Tartan trannies. If that is what they've got to offer with him, because how can he go home at night setting up a football? That's not even football. And we have avoided something major with him. I tell you that, because they offer nothing.
Not an ounce of football. Not an ounce. Just
they offer nothing.
And yet, going to stats, they've got the best away record in the league. If we had half their points away from home, we would have won the league. So It's all ifs and buts.
Yes. Oxford.
Yes, mate.
Can I ask you, I think you explained it a few weeks ago, but I'd like to hear it again, because I can't remember. Right. Apart from pride for our team, what is the advantage again of being second in the league?
One round less in Europe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear it, because both of you were on Blue Star and Oxford.
One round less in Europe. You go in later in Europe.
Okay. That's great.
Can I just say to Blue Star Ox? See, whilst I agree with your assertion that if we had half Aberdeen's away points, could you tolerate Rangers playing like that away from home?
Of course you could.
Well, there's the rub. And if that's what we want to do, that's what you've got to do. You've got to go there. First of all, be difficult to beat, be ugly, and win ugly. And I don't think the Rangers supporters would tolerate that. I really don't. And I certainly, I want to see Rangers win, but I want to see them win by a wee bit of class.
They do that at home as well. That's week in, week out. They do that at home as well.
It's one-dimensional football. It's just one-dimensional.
It's not even football. It's just defending.
How you can pay for a season ticket to go and watch that week in, week out is absolutely horrendous. If Aberdeen fans are happy to watch that week in, week out,
that's why there's more buses. That's why there's more buses leave Aberdeen for the Rangers than there is anywhere else.
I think they're not happy, mate, because they're stopped turning up. Their crowds are going down.
Yep. They only come out when we're up there.
Ox, 100%. They couldn't even pull that corner at Ibrox today.
Plus the semi-final, if you think back, they would they take about 10,000 tickets.
Well, there was all sorts of excuses. We can't turn up. It's 4 o'clock and usual nonsense that we get off them. Couldn't turn up.
But no failures today. No failures today. The management, the coaching staff deserve a pat on the back. They were pretty good with all their tactics, even their corner kicks. Not just putting them in, trying different angles. And
the fact, Ox, as you said, see our goalkeeper. Even at the corner kicks that they had in the free kick, the set plays, our goalie never had a thing to do.
Oh,
so that goes to show that they've been training them on the training pitch. One were defenders and also were midfielders to stop these balls coming in, because our goalie never had a save to make.
I think it would be fair to say that come next season, when we have recruited in the summer, we'll move further ahead of them and we will win those games that we've lost and drawn against that mob this season, because they haven't laid a glove on the other mob. They seriously haven't, and we have. And so when you hear all this nonsense of Rangers have stagnated and all that, that's just people being terrified. And I just get fed up hearing it. And when we recruit in the summertime, things will get better. And those points that we took away, like up at Dundee, point at Parkhead and points other places up at Aberdeen, those will turn into 3 in my opinion, because we'll have better players that know how to get 1 point to 3.
Yeah.
And we'll have more points next year than we've got this now.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least a dozen, mate.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, because it's players that take you from drawing a game to the last 10 minutes, because that's really where we've fallen down. It's been this last 10 minutes, people running out. The more tired you get, you lose your concentration, and with the result, mistakes are made, and that's where we've really lost those points.
I know you like a stat, Mo, Star.
Yep.
Did you hear the stat during the commentary that we've gave, apart from St Mirren, we've gave more, and we've lost more goals when we've been winning than any other team in the league?
Yeah.
And my defence, it's not that bad.
I know. That's the ironic thing, isn't it?
It just shows.
It just goes to show.
We've lost 25 goals all season.
Yeah.
And we consider against them, we've lost 4 at Parkhead. No, sorry, 3 at Parkhead, and then 1 game against Motherwell, we lost another 3 goals,
Yep.
I tell you something. I hope that Andy Walker chokes his fucking dinner tonight, by the way, because he fucking hates us.
This is Sunday.
Hates us.
Boswell, I thought you made a good point there when you were talking about the last 10 minutes of games. I don't know if you'd agree. See for the last half dozen games, I've been mega impressed with us the way we've still been attacking in the final 9 minutes of games. We've never relented in that way, have we?
I often make good points. No, I think that see, when you've got players that are coming into our side, Stephen Davis coming into our side, Jermaine Defoe coming into our side, Camara coming into our side, players that had stertorous pre-seasons coming into our side. We need 9 players on 7 to take 1 point to 2 points, and it's to keep that momentum going, because if we look at those Hibs games that we were winning, look at there was 2 of them. They snuck. They took two. They didn't take 2 points. They took 3 or 4 points off us in those positions where we were winning 1-0. Aberdeen first game of the season, same time winning, was it 1-0, and then they scored. Or was it 2-1? They scored late on.
1-0, and then they scored last kick of the ball.
Last kick of the ball, and so it's that concentration, and I think that's about fitness. That's about players being ready all the time, and I think over the season we've got players that are much more switched on now. You saw what they were doing there, slowing the game right down. Aberdeen would do exactly the same. If they were in a winning position, they slow the game right down, they pass it amongst themselves, they try and move us about. That's what we were doing in the midfield today, just moving them about, keeping them moving so that they wouldn't get a chance to get a breather.
Yeah.
Also, they were wasting time for minute 1. It does you nothing.
No, there was a situation with Jermaine Defoe and the goalkeeper, and it was the first thing they'd gone to at the half-time break. And I thought, yeah, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get Jermaine Defoe cited by our nibs in the south side there. And I just thought
Andy Walker was
typical nonsense. And I thought, no, this is what I was talking about earlier about players generally. The minute they're touched, they're down, and it's 2 or 3 rolls. And I didn't think we had that in the game here, but we do. And it becomes tiresome. It really does. I get fed up with it. I think, get up. If I punched you in the street, you wouldn't roll about. You get up and want to stick one on me. Highly unlikely.
Remember the one in midfield with Jack? Jack won the ball fairly and cleanly, and yet the big, I can't mind what guy it was, but he's one of the big ones. He went down like a sack of potatoes, and Jack was standing over the top and with his hands out as if to say to the ref,
"What have you done there?"
Exactly. What did they do around there?
I think Aberdeen ladies would have given us a better game today.
Well, you're quite right. And what about that strip?
Oh, no.
Horrible. They probably put some bleach in the wash when they washed them.
That's what maybe happened, Dutchie.
They've not been using Vanish.
On you go, Dutchie.
Sorry, mate. I reckon that what Defoe did to that keeper, if that had been Morelos, he would have been off.
Well, what I will say is if Morelos had been involved in the same incident, there'd be more media at Boswell.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, it gets to the point where you think they're looking for anything to nail anybody on to get them. And I don't know what joy they get out of that. But
Willie Miller's take on that was, sorry for cutting in, Willie Miller's take on that was, in his opinion, he says the goalie knew exactly what he was doing. He says he was trying to lay one on Defoe. He says, and Defoe knew he was coming. He says, and he was basically trying to stand his ground. So I thought that was fair of him, because when I slowed it back, that's exactly what happened. Defoe thought the big guy
put his hand up against him. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
But the thing about that is that I think our club should make a stand about the compliant officer and say, we're not taking part in this. So you can cite us as much as you like, but we will not be taking part in this.
Well, because did you see our manager grabbing the ref at half time going up the tunnel?
No,
he was going absolutely mental at the referee. Mental. Whatever that was about. And I think because McGregor... No, I think it was McGregor continuously kept shouting about whatever the big guy up front was doing against our defenders. Cosgrove. Yeah.
Well, see, the other thing is that you imagine remember we were linked with Stevie May a long time ago. Could we have tolerated such a muppet in our team?
Oh, no.
I couldn't work out where he was playing. But
Cessnock.
Cessnock. They were poor, not an ounce of football.
Well, they'd not. I mean, McGregor never had a save to make. Not in anger.
They're playing for set pieces, and then if they don't get the ball, they can't get the set pieces. So then it just becomes.
It's just dull football, isn't it? I mean, it's dull. But see, we all remember Aberdeen when Aberdeen used to come down to Ibrox and try and play a bit of football, and they had players in their team that could play football. But now they don't even make a pretense about not playing football. It's just lump it up and get the players running and try and get a defender turning. It's awful to watch.
Are we moving in the right direction, Blue Star?
Oh, 100%. There's absolutely no question. I go back to what Gerard says. We as Boz said there, the players that we have there now have certainly learned from a lot of the mistakes that they were making. Granted, for me, I'm not going to mention the 2 players that I still think are a bit iffy, but we still need a bit better quality, which I do believe we'll get. And if we get a bit better quality, as you said there 2 minutes ago, teams like that, we'll break them down, no bother, and we will win games easier. There's absolutely no question about it. A wee bit more quality is what we need.
Oswald then Poole.
I think quality is the boss has already said this, is that it's not about quantity this time. He'll bring players like Greg Stewart in, young Hasty, the Jordan Jones, and we've got Jamie Murphy to come back as well. which is just like a new signing again. We've got Greg Docherty coming back. These are fringe players, and I think there'll be 2 or 3 first team players, first 11 players, not just first team, first 11 players that come in, and those are the players that will make the difference. One up front, and I think we definitely need a left back, an attacking left back. I thought John Flanagan was actually quite good today.
Yeah, but it's no fair to him, is it?
No, he's wrong side. Wrong side.
Put boys down the wing and he's got to do it. Yeah, he
turn
can't
inside.
do it. Pool Ranger.
Aye, it's all good, boys. Right, I'm going to cut off now because I need to go and do something.
All right, mate.
I thought it was all round good performance. Everything was good. Helicopter Sunday's still on.
All Bears bets still running.
They've got to go to Betodry. They've got to come to us. And then last game, Helicopter Sunday's still on, boys. I'll speak to you through the week, lads. Alright.
Cheers, Bill. Take it easy. Take it easy.
See you later on, boys.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Forever the optimist.
Oh, I mean, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to see that happen.
No, I just don't quite with it.
No
chance. But by all accounts, they could have been 2 or 3 nothing down at half time yesterday.
But wouldn't it make you laugh?
Oh, aye. Big time.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't laugh for crying. I really couldn't. Yeah, Helicopter Sunday. Oh, it's still on. It's an app because they were saying today, with Rangers winning today, it's kind of prevented sale. Of course, it's prevented them. Is that see? They're so used to people folding up like a deck chair and just handing it to them like the way Aberdeen would do in seasons gone. And you just think, how can you do that? Where's your self-respect and your pride as a professional player that you would hand things to them?
Then we roll on, Dutchie. There's another team we're due to beat, and we owe them one. Is Hibs next Sunday?
Yeah, that's always a difficult one. My youngest boy lives very close by. He lives walking distance from the Hibs Stadium. But I told him very clearly not to attend because whenever he attends as a Rangers supporter to a Rangers game, Rangers lose. Or draw, so he's banned from going anywhere where Rangers is playing at the moment. But Hibs is very difficult. The new manager has been very successful. He is obviously he knows what he's doing. They've lost New Lennon. Whatever went on there behind the scenes, we don't know because they weren't doing well at all on the New Lennon latterly. So they've got a new energy. They have got a new will to live. Although they're well down on the table, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. And I was very surprised that there was a 1-1 draw today, which obviously benefited us in some way. Incidentally, Helicopter Sunday, is that anything to do with your house renovations, Oxy? Because I was hearing that you were building a helicopter pad at your house.
Just getting it finished, mate. Basically, it's for the shopping, but people can have it for special occasions.
All right. Okay.
If I have to go and get Boswell and take him up the road when we get 55, I'll do that.
What, you're going to drive that, or you will let me drive it, will you?
Well, put it this way, if you were driving it, I wouldn't be in it, mate.
You don't drive a helicopter, you fly it.
Listen, you've never been in a helicopter with me.
You think Fox would take the receipt for the fuel for Boswell?
You get it in expenses. That's an easy one.
Incidentally, I'm hoping that Cumbrian Bear is fine because he hasn't been on prior to the match, and nor is he on now in the lobby, and he's always there. And I know he's been ill, and I know he's been recovering.
He does get a lot of family, sometimes family and friends visiting us Sunday.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Well, listen, we'll take this call for Bear Down Under. He's going to say how we doing, Bear Down Under.
How are we, panel? Sorry for being ignorant. I've just walked through the door after being back at the club watching the game, so I've not been listening to the show. Great, mate. Really, really did. I thought, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, sorry. I'll tone it down. I'm really impressed. Well, not really impressed, but I was getting the job done. I was impressed with certain individuals. I thought I loved what the movement of Defoe, the whole game he was on was fantastic. Yeah, as an all-round team performance, it was about getting the job done, and we done it in a professional manner. Really impressed. Can't see his dropping points if we keep the way we have been.
I felt it 2-0 flattered Aberdeen.
Oh, all day long, Ox. All day long, mate. I thought I'd probably say that maybe Kent looked as if he'd missed a couple of games with his bit of a sharpness and a bit of a, how would you say it?
His final ball was hopeless.
That's getting to that. I thought he should have maybe been pulled a little bit earlier, but it was still good if he came in and put the minutes under his belt, because we need to get him up to a certain standard that we know what he can do for certain the next couple of games. But no, look, 2-0 flattered Aberdeen absolutely, and I think the old Fox has mentioned this a few times as well, that you could see the presence of Katic just at the set pieces and corners, that he just causes problems, and we managed to get 2 penalties out of him today. So no, it was good to see that as well.
I agree, mate. I thought Katic had a good game. I thought his distribution was pretty good. I liked when him and Golson, when there's space to come in it with the ball. It's a good sign, that.
Yeah.
Bear?
Oh, definitely. And also, Flanagan done his job. Tav obviously got his 2 goals as well, but I've got to take. I had really worrying signs with Stephen Davies coming back, and I thought, are we getting the same player back here after the first few games? Oh no! Don't tell me this is going to be another Algene, sort of milking the cow. But you've got to playing that deeper role in the middle of the park. I thought he's been absolutely outstanding the past few games, and that's the Stephen Davies we were all hoping for. And hopefully he continues the way he's going to keep going, and possibly, maybe he'll be the guy wearing that captain's armband in the first game next year. Who knows?
I thought he was man of the match today. I really did. Stephen Davis.
Yeah,
I thought right across the middle, guys. I thought Jack, Kamara and Davis, I thought the 3 of them more or less bossed the midfield, because remember, although they were defending, whenever they did try and go forward, they were moving 5 and 6 bodies across the middle of the park at all times. And to be fair to our 3, they bossed it really quite comfortably. I mean, it's one of the few games, I know Boswell was right when he said there was a few of the times they were getting done like as if they were hit for 6. But for me, the three of them never really got involved with like kicking match, if you know what I mean. They more or less bossed the midfield the whole day for me.
I think Aberdeen were willing to let us do that to a certain degree. I think when you watched Aberdeen, they were letting us pass the ball very pretty and nice touches in certain parts of the, when the 3 guys were playing deep. I think Aberdeen were happy enough to do that. It was more when we were going forward looking for that final pass,
final ball.
That was the, it's a lot of it does. Like Kamara, outstanding, but the 5-yard passes side to side looks nice. They're the games that we need. Day 3 guys to actually put some penetration going forward and look for the ball, and
Pass to the match. Scott Arfield's nutmeg. McKenna, all right, Defoe, wonderful save by the goalkeeper, but what a goal that'd have been. What a lovely nutmeg it was.
Yep.
Don't know if he's caught that bird down under when Defoe hit the shot and the boy had a real good save.
I'm really impressed with the sort of, how do you say, no chemistry, but the understanding that Jack and Defoe have between each other, their movement, and when it does come, even when there's 3 or 4 players running about them, they've been really impressed, which maybe we have not had this year. Is that a fair comment? That we are with Morelos playing? I don't want to start bagging Morelos, but he doesn't seem to have that chemistry with one other, with a certain individual in our team. And I think Arfield and Defoe, especially Arfield since Defoe's went out, has really excelled. And you can't help. But looking at these, I don't want to bag Morelos, but it's clear for us all to see,
Well, Morelos has missed 4 games. We've scored 11 goals and conceded 1.
And won them all.
Aye.
You better be careful what you're saying, Ox.
He should be worried about his position. Sorry.
Go in, Bear, and then we'll go to Dutchy.
You better be careful. Your pal will get you into trouble.
I've not got any pals on here.
Oh, no, after saying that, old Fox will be, he's getting the Morelos tattoo and he's back, isn't he? So you've got to be careful what you're saying, but... they
got a tattoo, buy one, get one free. Tavern here get a Lee... Travel will get a Lee Wallace one and Fox get a Morelos one.
No, but I think it's definitely clear to see there that you've got to admit that I find our movement from sort of more the middle of the park going forward to the forward line has been night and day. This season.
What I will say to you is, and I'll take this to Dutchy, Morelos, who's definitely not a finished article, could learn a lot from Defoe.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I was going to say earlier on, and sorry, I was cutting across other people on the show, but I was thinking that I wonder how Morelos is affected by this mentally, because as you say, ever since he was banned, Rangers has been doing exceptionally well. Maybe he should have been banned for several more games earlier in the season, then we would have maybe won the league. Having said that, we shouldn't forget that he has been our greatest goal scorer, but at a cost. At the cost of the club's reputation, at the cost of being silly, at the cost of referees possibly, I'm on about referees again, judging us unfairly and treating us unfairly, and the SFA. And I'm just hoping that, and I don't want to go on about it too much again, that the way Defoe happened to let's say lash out or touch the goalie today, that there is not going to be any retrospective.
I wouldn't have thought so, mate.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought so. I think
because these compliance officers love to lash out to us. Hopefully they're not listening, but I don't want to give them any ideas. But at the same time, it does seem to be happening.
I don't think there'll be anything with that. I think that'll disappear.
It shouldn't be, but I was surprised to see it, because it doesn't seem to be in his character. It would have been an error, of course. I like to think it's an error.
Blue Stark and Morelos, if they were training together for, say, a season, he could learn a lot from Defoe, couldn't he?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Defoe's movement, and remember, you've got to take it into consideration, his age. It goes to show just how fit the guy is, but his intelligence on the ball, as I say, there was quite a few times he had it out on the left, and you see him pointing where he wanted Arfield, where he wanted Jack and that to go, and sure as fate he got the ball back to him, and that's just his passing ability. But he's running for it into spaces. If you noticed at all times, every time there was one or two defenders with him, he was pulling them all over the place and making spaces for one midfielders to try and move into. His intelligence was great to watch. It really was, and the wee man would certainly learn from him playing with somebody like that. But again, Locks, as we've seen, and I know it's hard because we never had Defoe there at the time at the start of the season, but the wee guy was basically playing up front on his own. So we came to the conclusion that he prefers playing on his own, if you know what I mean. So it's a hard one, but as you say, could he learn?
I don't know if they would maybe play together. That'll be interesting to see if that pans out, and maybe Fox is right and Morelos in a different position. But what I will say, he could learn a lot off him in training, tips, movement,
no doubt,
runs, all the stuff. I mean, because he's had a great season, but he's still raw, Morelos.
Of course he is. He's only just turned 22. He's still a boy, and a really baby boy at that, because he's not played at top level long enough, and we've got to take that into consideration. So if Stevie G, if our manager wants to keep him, and we do keep him, then Aye, he's only going to get better because he'll learn far, far more from guys like Defoe and about him.
Bear down under, last word of the evening, mate.
How short have I got to keep it?
You've got the floor, mate. The floor's all yours.
Yeah.
Well, there's no
like to put
a state address
look,
to the union. We're still here at 9 o'clock, right?
No, I'd like to put something to Blue Star because he's probably been quite in the same opinion about 4 or 5, especially more since before the last Old Firm game with Scott Arfield, where I've been probably very much been critical of him, and probably Blue Star as well. But I've find, and probably maybe Blue Star as well, that he has came onto a game since Morelos has went out that team and Defoe's come in there, and does that maybe say more about the Defoe's got to Morelos has got to change his game to more suit his teammates? Because I think that we've got to give these guys credit as well as been harsh on them, and I've probably been one, and maybe Blue Star in the past has been harsh on Arfield, and he looks like a different player, and it's probably down to the fact that he's playing with Defoe.
For me, Arfield today, as I said to you off here, for me, his final ball still lets him down big time. Yes, his movement along with Defoe, I'll totally 100% agree with you. He's looked a far better player, but for me today especially, I thought his final ball along with Kent's was quite frankly, it was shocking at times. But he's certainly putting himself in the proper areas playing with Defoe. Because if you watch Defoe again at half time and during the match, he's screaming at him the whole time. And it's almost as if Defoe's saying, look, that's where you should be running, and he's not doing it. Do you get what I mean? But he certainly came on to a far better game than what he was showing, yeah. And it's maybe just taking the guy time.
With Defoe, with his experience, Bear, he knows that you need runners after you in that box to take defenders, and they might not get the ball, but you still need the runners. Bear down under.
Totally agree with what you're saying, but look, I'm just getting to the fact is it's took somebody like Defoe maybe to help Arfield's game. He's scored that hat-trick.
Without a doubt.
I'm not trying to run anybody down, but maybe that's what it's getting back to the fact is that maybe Morelos needs to getting back to with Defoe. He'll learn a lot more off it, and I think that's a fine example where Arfield is a lot better player since that Old Firm game. I thought the Old Firm game when we went down 10 men down, his effort was superb, and since then he's looked a lot better player for us. And I think it's been down to the Defoe and the movement, and hopefully Morelos can come in and embrace it and learn from Defoe, because if we can, I believe that Morelos is going to be there next year for reasons that I'll discuss at another time. But hopefully he can embrace Defoe, learn off him, and we're going to benefit as a club. And maybe players run about outside our field as well.
Here. Listen, lads. Thanks for the calls. Thanks to Dutchie, and thanks to Mrs. Dutchie for giving us an insight how the football works. Dutchie,
I'll tell her.
Tell her that. Thanks to Bear Down Under. Always a pleasure, mate. Blue Star, of course, the Bridge, Boswell and Poole Ranger. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, old school boy.